All right, so let's dive into this Company of One Thing by Paul Jarvis.
Okay.
We've got all the notes and the highlights here from the book,
Yep.
ready to really dig in and figure out what this is all about.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's all about how staying small in business can be like a secret weapon.
Interesting.
Yeah, it kind of challenges that whole go big or go home thing we hear all the time, right?
Yeah, it does.
So we've got Anna with us, a professor over at University 365.
Hello.
She's our expert guide for this deep dive. So
It's a fascinating concept. This
Yeah.
book, Company of One,
uh-huh,
it really pushes back against that automatic assumption that bigger is always better
right,
in the business world.
for sure.
Yeah.
So it definitely makes you think.
Yeah.
The book starts out
Um,
by shaking things up,
Hmm.
questioning this whole growth obsession.
right?
Why is that such a radical idea, especially these days?
Well, we're bombarded with these messages about scaling up and expanding,
Yeah.
reaching for more.
More.
But Jarvis, along with a lot of the entrepreneurs he showcases in the book,
Mm-hmm.
argue that prioritizing quality over size can actually lead to a more resilient business,
Mm-hmm.
a more autonomous business, and ultimately more satisfying.
So it's not just about being bigger, it's about being better.
That's exactly it. He calls it the better over bigger approach.
I like that.
And he uses some really interesting examples
Yeah.
to illustrate his point.
Give me an example.
Take Psychotactics,
Okay.
a consultancy. They've actually capped their annual profit
Yeah.
at $500,000.
Wait, so they're intentionally limiting their income.
Right.
That seems kind of backwards.
It does seem counterintuitive, but
Yeah.
the founder, Sean D'Souza,
Uh-huh.
realized that exceeding that amount meant having to sacrifice the things that he valued most,
Like what?
control over his time,
Yeah.
focus on his clients,
Right.
and avoiding the stress of constant expansion.
So it's about aligning your business goals with your personal values.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense.
It does.
Now, I think Balsamic,
Yes,
the software company, has a similar philosophy, right?
absolutely. They've chosen to stay debt-free
Wow.
and independent,
Oh.
even turning down venture capital.
So they're saying no to money.
They are, and it allows them to prioritize creating really high-quality software
Yeah.
and fostering a positive company culture
Okay.
without the pressure of external investors pushing for that rapid growth.
So they're really focusing on the long game here.
Yeah, long-term sustainability over short-term gains.
But do these principles only apply to like startups, or can bigger companies
That's a good question.
benefit from this Company of One mentality as well?
Jarvis actually argues that even large corporations can have companies of one
Yeah.
within their ranks.
So like individuals or small teams.
Yeah, individuals or small teams who are really driving innovation and progress.
Okay.
He calls these people entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs.
Think of them as entrepreneurs within a company.
Oh, okay.
They're driving change with that same independent spirit.
Right.
They're self-directed,
Okay.
passionate about their ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and ultimately contribute significantly to the company's success.
Yeah, it's like that saying, it takes a village, right?
Exactly.
Even the big organizations need those people who are willing to
Yeah.
challenge things and push for it.
Push for positive change.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about.
I can definitely see how this would resonate with like the values at University 365.
Oh, for sure.
We're always encouraging our students to think independently,
Right.
be agents of change,
Yeah.
bring that entrepreneurial spirit to their work,
It's universal.
no matter where they end up.
Now, when Jarvis talks about companies of one,
Mm-hmm.
he's specifically referring to individuals
Okay.
or small, really tight-knit teams
Right.
who are leveraging technology,
Mm-hmm.
smart systems,
Yeah.
and focusing on quality to really punch above their weight.
So it's not just about being small, it's about being strategic,
Absolutely. It's about being resourceful.
resourceful, using what you've got.
And he highlights some individuals who have successfully embraced this model.
Okay.
For example, there's Tom Fishburne.
Tom Fishburne.
He built a thriving one-person cartooning business called Marketoonist.
Wow. One-person cartooning business.
He's leveraged his unique skills and a really smart online presence to reach a global audience.
So technology's really leveled the playing field here.
It's allowed individuals to compete with much larger entities
And still maintain control.
while maintaining complete control over his creative output
That's great.
and his workload.
Yeah.
That's one of the key themes that Jarvis explores throughout the book.
Yeah.
Another great example is Danielle Laporte.
Oh, I know Danielle Laporte.
She's a best-selling author and speaker.
Yeah.
She went through a major downsizing of her business a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
Jarvis uses her story as an example of resilience
Right.
and the power of adapting to change.
I like her work a lot.
Yeah.
Her story really resonates with me, especially that idea of prioritizing what truly matters
Yes.
and building a business that aligns with your core values.
That's what she did. She rebuilt her business in a way that was more aligned with her vision
Wow.
and ultimately more fulfilling for her personally.
That's amazing.
And then there's Caitlin Maud,
Oh,
a freelance designer. She's built a thriving career by focusing on her unique skills
right.
and leveraging technology to streamline her workflow
Okay.
and reach a wider clientele.
It sounds like all of these companies of one
Yes,
have a few things in common.
they do.
They're passionate about their work.
Yes,
They're strategic in their approach.
absolutely.
And they're not afraid to embrace technology
That's it.
to achieve their goals.
You've hit the nail on the head. That's what makes this concept so powerful. You
Yeah.
don't need a massive team or a ton of resources
Right.
to make a significant impact.
You just got to be smart about it.
Smart, resourceful, and focused.
I'm curious to dive deeper into the nuts and bolts of
Okay.
how these companies of one actually operate.
Okay.
Jarvis talks about 3 essential pillars:
Yeah.
resilience, autonomy, and speed.
Right.
Let's start with resilience.
Oh.
What makes that so crucial for this business model?
When you're a company of one, you're exposed to a lot of potential challenges.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Market fluctuations, unexpected expenses, competition.
Right.
It can be a roller coaster.
It could be tough.
But Jarvis emphasizes that the ability to adapt,
Uh,
to bounce back from setbacks, is absolutely essential.
so it's almost like resilience is a muscle you have to build up.
That's a great analogy.
Right.
And he uses Danielle Laporte's story as a prime example.
Yeah,
Losing her CEO position was a major setback,
it was.
but she was able to adapt by accepting the reality,
Mm-hmm.
getting creative with her problem solving,
Yeah.
and refocusing on the work that truly brought her joy.
So it sounds like a lot of it comes down to mindset,
Yes.
being able to reframe challenges
Yeah,
as opportunities for growth.
absolutely. And this really ties into the philosophy we embrace at University 365.
Oh, yeah, how so?
We encourage our students to develop a growth mindset, to
Mhm.
view setbacks as learning experiences,
I like that.
and to constantly be adapting their skills to thrive
Yeah.
in a world that's constantly
The
changing.
world's not slowing down, that's for sure.
It's not.
So it's not just about acquiring knowledge. It's about developing the ability
Yes.
to adapt and evolve as the world changes.
Precisely. Now, speaking of adaptability,
Yep.
let's move on to the second pillar,
Okay.
autonomy.
Autonomy. This one's really interesting to me.
Yeah.
The idea of having complete control over your work.
Yes,
Your time sounds amazing,
it does.
but I imagine it takes a certain personality to thrive.
You're absolutely right. Jarvis acknowledges that navigating autonomy effectively requires strong self-management skills
Okay.
and clear boundaries.
Boundaries are important.
He draws a parallel to the philosophy of Basecamp.
Basecamp, the software company.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're known for their emphasis on work-life balance
Uh-huh.
and deep focused work.
hmm
They prioritize giving their employees long stretches of uninterrupted time.
So they can really get into that flow state.
Exactly.
That's just nice.
And they encourage a culture of open communication and respect for boundaries.
That sounds like a dream.
It does.
But I could see how it could be challenging for people
Yeah.
who are used to a more structured environment.
Definitely, it's not for everyone. And that's why Jarvis stresses the importance of understanding your own work style
Right.
and what you need to be successful.
So know yourself.
Know yourself.
Right.
Do you thrive in a highly structured environment?
Right.
Or do you crave more freedom and flexibility?
There's no right or wrong answer.
There isn't. It's about finding the model that suits you.
And your goals.
Exactly.
This is so valuable.
It is.
It's all about self-awareness.
It is.
And making choices that align with your needs and preferences.
Absolutely.
But this brings up another question. If we're talking about individuals or small teams
Yeah.
working independently, can they really move as fast
That's a great question.
as larger organizations?
Right.
How does the company of one approach address that need for speed?
That leads us perfectly into the third pillar.
Like speed. Right. So tell me, can a company of one really be nimble
Yeah.
and quick on their feet?
You'd be surprised. Jarvis argues that small, lean businesses
Okay.
can often outmaneuver
The big guys.
larger organizations
Yeah.
when it comes to speed.
How so?
They're not bogged down by bureaucracy.
Right. Less red tape.
Yeah, they can adapt to changing trends quickly,
Mm-hmm.
and they can get products and services to market much faster.
It's like they're a speedboat compared to a big
Exactly.
shit.
Think about it, less red tape,
Yeah.
quicker decision-making,
Mm-hmm.
and a streamlined workflow.
They can turn on a dime.
They can, and to illustrate this, Jarvis uses some examples of successful startups,
Okay.
like Groupon
Groupon. Okay.
and Pebble.
Pebble.
They both started with minimal resources,
Right.
and they focused on getting a basic version of their product out there quickly.
Launch fast, iterate often.
Exactly.
That's the mantra.
It's a perfect fit for the company of one model.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to experiment to learn from their mistakes.
Right.
And to constantly refine their offerings based on real-world feedback.
Very agile.
It is agile and adaptable.
And it reminds me of how we encourage our students at University 365
Yes,
to embrace that test and learn mentality.
absolutely. It's about fostering a culture of experimentation and continuous improvement.
It's already giving me so much to think about.
Good,
But we've only just scratched the surface.
I know.
I'm eager to dive deeper into how these principles
Yeah,
translate into building a successful and sustainable business.
let's do it.
So we talked about resilience and autonomy and speed,
Yes.
those core pillars of a company of one.
Right.
But something I'm really curious about is how this model affects relationships with customers.
Oh, yeah.
Because, in a smaller setup, wouldn't that connection be even stronger?
You're spot on. Jarvis argues that companies of one have a unique advantage when it comes to customer relationships. They can really move away from that impersonal growth at all costs mentality
Right.
and focus on building those genuine personal connections.
It makes sense when you're not juggling hundreds of clients or managing a huge team.
Yeah.
You have the bandwidth to really dedicate yourself
do.
to understanding each customer's needs.
On a deeper level.
Right.
And Jarvis really emphasizes the importance of empathy.
Empathy. Okay.
Truly putting yourself in your customer's shoes.
Yeah.
He even references some research from Lady Geek.
Lady Geek.
It's a consultancy that created something called an empathy index.
An empathy index.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
What is that?
They rank companies based on how well they treat their customers and their employees.
Interesting.
And guess what? The most empathetic companies are also the most profitable.
So it's not just about being nice.
Nope.
It's actually a smart business strategy.
Absolutely. It's about making that human connection.
I like that.
And he provides some great examples of companies that are nailing this.
Like who?
Salesforce, Pardo.
Okay.
You familiar with them?
Yeah, they're a marketing automation platform, right?
That's right. And their customer success team is their largest department.
Wow, so they're putting their money where their mouth is.
They're truly invested in helping their clients succeed.
That's a good sign.
It is.
And what about user IQ?
User IQ is a customer success platform.
Right.
They also prioritize customer success
Uh-huh.
by investing heavily in support and training.
So they're not just selling a product.
No, they're building a partnership.
They're in it for the long haul.
That's right.
But practically speaking, how can a company of one create that customer-centric culture?
It starts with actively listening to your customers,
Active listening.
really understanding their pain points, their needs, their goals.
So not just hearing them, but really understanding.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day
It is.
and forget to really connect.
That's why Jarvis also stresses the importance of turning customer complaints into opportunities.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Turn those complaints around.
Instead of seeing negative feedback as a problem,
Right.
use it as a chance to learn to improve and to build a stronger relationship.
So reframe it.
Reframe it, exactly.
Instead of getting defensive, use it as fuel for growth.
Exactly. It's about showing your customers that you value their feedback and that you're committed to constantly improving.
I like that.
And of course, Jarvis encourages companies of one to go above and beyond
Go above and beyond.
to help their customers succeed.
Exceed those expectations.
Exceed expectations. Yeah. It reminds me of those small businesses where the owner knows your name,
Oh, yeah.
remembers your order.
You feel valued.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Those little touches can make a huge difference.
they really can.
This focus on building relationships and fostering that sense of community really resonates with the values we emphasize at University 365.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
We're all about creating that supportive learning environment where
Right.
students can connect
Mm-hmm.
with each other and with faculty.
Absolutely. We believe that building those strong relationships
Yes,
is essential for both personal and professional growth.
I agree.
Now, speaking of personal and professional growth,
Okay.
Jarvis makes a fascinating argument
Okay.
about how companies of one can build trust
Uh-huh.
by teaching
Teaching?
and sharing their knowledge.
You'd think they'd want to hoard that knowledge
You
to
would.
keep a competitive edge.
Right.
But you're saying it's the opposite.
Jarvis argues that the opposite is true.
Interesting.
By sharing your expertise,
Yeah.
you're demonstrating your value,
Yep.
building credibility,
Mm-hmm.
and creating a stronger connection with your audience.
It's like that saying, a candle loses nothing by lighting another candle.
Exactly.
Right.
And he uses Brian Clark's Copy Blogger
Copy.
as a great example. They built a huge following by consistently providing valuable content and educational resources.
A lot of it for free.
Much of it for free.
I've definitely heard of Copy Blogger.
Yeah.
They're a great resource for content marketing.
They are. It's a great example of how sharing your knowledge can help you build a loyal audience.
For sure.
And this ties into the importance of transparency and authenticity,
Transparency.
which Jarvis sees as cornerstones of building trust.
So it's about being genuine,
Yeah,
showing that you're the real deal,
the real deal.
not hiding behind some marketing facade.
Exactly.
Right.
And he brings up some interesting research by Glenn Urban,
Okay.
who has been studying online purchasing behavior
For a while.
for over 2 decades.
Wow.
And he found a direct correlation between trust
Okay.
and the likelihood of a purchase.
So the more people trust you,
Yes,
the more likely they are to buy from you.
exactly. And transparency is key.
So be upfront with your customers.
Be upfront. Don't try to pull the wool over their eyes.
Yeah, no tricks.
No trick.
Even big companies like Amazon,
Yeah.
they've built their success on a foundation of trust.
They consistently deliver on their promises.
Fast shipping, easy returns.
Transparent pricing.
That reliability builds confidence.
It does.
It's funny, we started by talking about how companies of one can stay small and nimble,
Right?
but now we're seeing that these very qualities
Yeah.
can actually lead to greater trust and stronger relationships with customers.
That's the beauty of it.
It's a different way of thinking about business success.
It is. And Jarvis takes it even further
Okay, how so?
by suggesting that companies of one have a unique opportunity to leverage the power of relationships and word-of-mouth marketing.
Word of mouth.
It's often overlooked in the age of all this digital marketing.
Yeah, but it's still so powerful.
It's incredibly powerful.
Right.
Jarvis has the research to back it up.
Good.
For instance, the Word-of-Mouth Marketing Association found that word-of-mouth conversations drive 5 times more sales than paid online media.
Well, 5 times more.
5 times more.
That's amazing.
And Verizon and Small Business Trends
Okay.
discovered that small business owners rank referrals as their #1 way to gain new customers.
So it's more effective than search engines?
Yes.
Social media, even paid advertising.
It is. So how can companies of one tap into this word-of-mouth magic?
Yeah. How do they do it?
Jarvis offers some practical strategies.
Okay.
It starts with something as simple as following up with clients
Following up.
after a project is finished.
Just checking in.
Yeah, this allows you to gather testimonials, identify opportunities for repeat business,
All right.
and even ask for those all-important referrals.
Stay top of mind.
Stay top of mind, nurture those relationships,
Right.
and you can even incentivize word of mouth
How so?
by creating referral programs
Okay.
or offering discounts to customers who recommend your services.
So you're turning your happy customers into brand ambassadors.
That's the idea.
I like that.
Jarvis also emphasizes the importance of actively building your network,
Your network. Okay.
both online and offline.
Online and offline.
Attend industry events,
Mm-hmm.
connect with people on social media,
Right.
find ways to contribute to your community.
It's all about giving back. Giving back and being a valuable member of your chosen community.
And by building those genuine relationships
Yeah.
and providing real
You
value.
create that foundation of trust
That's
that leads to long-term success.
This really resonates with me personally,
Yeah,
and it aligns with the mission of University 365.
it does.
We're all about building a supportive community
Yes.
of lifelong learners who are passionate about making a positive impact on the world.
I couldn't agree more. And speaking of making a positive impact,
Yes.
we haven't even touched on one of the most exciting aspects of Company of One,
What's that?
the potential of AI
AI.
to supercharge this entire approach.
Oh, yeah, AI. I was just thinking about that.
With all the advancements in AI, it seems like the perfect time
Is.
to explore how these tools can help companies of one really thrive.
Absolutely.
So how does Jarvis envision AI playing a role in this?
He dedicates a whole section of the book to this,
Oh, wow.
discussing how AI tools can streamline tasks, free up time, and ultimately help companies of one scale their impact
Scale their impact.
without sacrificing that personal touch.
So keeping that human element,
Keeping the human element.
but using technology to really amplify.
Amplify it. Exactly. Imagine automating tasks like social media posting,
Okay.
email marketing, even customer feedback analysis.
So it's like having a virtual assistant
It is.
working 24/7.
To help you grow your business.
That would be amazing.
And the beauty is it frees up your time and your mental energy
Right.
to focus on the things that really require that unique human touch.
The things that AI can't replicate.
Exactly. Strategy, creativity, relationship building.
It's about working smarter, not harder.
That's
I can see how University 365, with our focus on AI and technology,
yes.
could really prepare students to thrive in this company of one environment.
We're equipping our students with the skills and the knowledge they need to navigate this new world of work.
Yeah, this is the future.
It is. And we're already seeing some exciting applications of AI
Yeah.
in the company of one space.
Like what?
Well, one example is AI-powered social media management platforms
Okay.
like Buffer.
Buffer. I've heard of Buffer.
Yeah, they can help you create and schedule engaging content that resonates with your target audience.
So you can really tailor your message.
Tailor your message without spending hours crafting each post.
That's a huge time saver.
It is.
And it seems like AI could also be really helpful for email marketing.
You're right. Tools like Drip
Drip? Okay.
can automate your email marketing, personalize your messages, and deliver them at the optimal time to maximize engagement.
Wow.
It's like having a personalized marketing assistant working behind the scenes.
That's amazing.
It is.
What about analyzing customer feedback?
That can be so time-consuming.
Especially for a company of one who's already wearing multiple hats.
Exactly. But platforms like User IQ
User IQ.
use AI to analyze that customer feedback
Okay.
and identify patterns
That can help you improve.
that can help you improve your products and your services.
So it takes the guesswork out of understanding what your customers really want.
It does.
So it's not about replacing human interaction.
Right.
It's about using AI to enhance it.
That's a great way to put it. This is where the real magic happens.
Right.
By leveraging these powerful tools, companies of one can scale their impact without sacrificing that personal touch that makes them so special.
It's about using technology to amplify your human strengths.
Exactly.
I love that.
Now, with University 365's focus on integrating AI into the curriculum,
Yeah.
our students are really getting a head start in this area.
So how are we preparing them for this company of one future?
Well, one of the key things we're doing is incorporating AI tools and concepts into our curriculum across a wide range of disciplines.
So it's not just for tech students?
No, not at all. For example, in our marketing courses, students learn to use AI-powered platforms to analyze data, segment audiences, and personalize their messaging.
So they're not just learning the theory.
Right.
They're getting hands-on experience with the actual tools.
They'll be using in the real world.
Yeah. That's so important.
It is. And in our entrepreneurship programs, students are using AI to develop innovative business models,
Wow.
automate key processes, and gain a competitive edge in the marketplace.
It sounds like University 365 is at the forefront
We're striving to be.
of preparing students for this new world of work where AI is becoming so integrated.
We believe that the company of one model, empowered by AI, and that human-centered approach
To be a real force for change.
can be a powerful force for positive change in the world.
This has been an incredibly insightful conversation.
Good. I'm glad.
I'm feeling so inspired to rethink my own approach to work
I'm glad to hear that.
and explore the possibilities of AI in a whole new way.
We've only just scratched the surface of what Jarvis covers in Company of One.
I bet.
There's so much more to unpack, from the importance of defining your values to the power of saying no to opportunities.
That don't align with your vision.
Exactly.
It's about being intentional.
Yes.
And building a business and a life that truly reflects who you are.
Absolutely.
And what you want to achieve.
Well said.
So it seems like this whole company of one thing is really about empowerment.
It is. It's about giving people the tools and the mindset
Right.
to create their own definition of success.
We often get so caught up chasing those external markers of success.
Like money and status.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But those don't always align with what really makes us happy.
You're so right. And Jarvis encourages us to ask ourselves some tough questions.
Yeah. What kind of questions?
Well, like, how do we measure success in our work?
That's a good question.
Is it financial gain?
Okay.
Creative fulfillment? Making a positive impact?
Or maybe all of the above.
Could be a combination, right? Once we understand what success really means to us, Then we can start making choices that support that vision.
So align your actions with your values.
Exactly. And that might mean saying no to opportunities that look good on paper,
Right.
but don't actually contribute to your overall goals.
It's about knowing what you want
It's about setting those boundaries around your work hours.
to protect your time and energy,
Yes, or it might mean prioritizing quality over quantity,
even if it means earning less.
even if it means earning less in the short term.
Those are tough choices.
They are, but they're essential for building a sustainable and fulfilling career.
And that's something we really emphasize here at University 365.
We do.
Right.
We encourage our students to think critically about their career paths and to define their own measures of success.
I like that.
We provide them with the tools and resources
Yeah.
to pursue those goals.
Whether it's traditional employment,
Yeah.
entrepreneurship,
Or forging their own unique path.
it's about empowering them to create a future that they're truly passionate about.
Exactly. And I think this book, Company of One, offers a really valuable framework
Yeah.
for doing just that.
It really challenges you to think differently
It challenges conventional wisdom, and it encourages us to think differently.
about what's possible.
Yeah.
You know, one of the most thought-provoking ideas in the book is the suggestion that the future of work might not be about doing more,
Right.
but about doing things differently.
I like that.
It's about embracing the power of small,
Yeah.
prioritizing quality.
And building businesses and careers that are both sustainable and fulfilling.
This is such a timely message,
It is.
especially with so many people reevaluating their priorities,
Right.
seeking more meaning in their work.
It's about recognizing that we have more choices than ever before in terms of how we work and how we live our lives.
I agree.
Company of One empowers us to embrace those choices.
Yeah.
And to create a future that is both personally and professionally rewarding.
This has been such a fantastic deep dive
It has.
into Company of One. I'm feeling so energized
Good.
and excited about the possibilities.
Me too.
And I know our listeners are too.
I agree. It's a book that really stays with you
It does.
long after you finish reading it. And it sparks a lot of important conversations about the future of work,
Okay.
the role of technology,
Huh.
and the importance of pursuing a career that aligns with your values.
It's definitely a must-read for anyone
It is.
who feels that pressure to conform
Yes.
to that traditional model of success.
Absolutely. And if you're interested in learning more about how University 365
Yeah.
is preparing students for this new world of work,
I encourage you to visit our website.
visit our website.
We offer a variety of innovative programs and courses
We do.
and workshops on everything from AI and data analysis
Yeah.
to entrepreneurship and emotional intelligence
We believe that education is the key
Yes.
to unlocking your full potential.
and creating a future that you're truly passionate about.
So the question Jarvis leaves us with is this:
What's the question?
is the future of Company of One the future you want to create?
That's a powerful question for all of us to consider.
It is.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Company of One.
Thank you.
Until next time.